Well, and Michael, shoddy investigation. A lot of people thought that. I mean, that's been written about. There's been articles about that. The jurors are hearing these text messages from Michael Proctor. A botched investigation.
That is the part of the theory that I like. That is the part that would let me sleep at night if I was the O'Keefes, is that what you just said is that the shoddy investigation and what that juror said, I don't know what happened to John O'Keefe, that I can go with, right? Because these jurors were not asked, do you think it's more likely that Karen Read hit him or not? They weren't asked that. They were asked, has the case been proven beyond a reasonable doubt? The ARCA witnesses, they did a good job. Their demonstration did a really good job. There's a lot of things that if I were to ever, have a beer with Hank Brennan, I'd say, there's 3 things I'd ask him. Hey, why did you not go down this path? But he did an amazing job. But I could go with what that juror said, which is, I don't know what happened with John O'Keefe. And he even said, I didn't buy the conspiracies. I just don't know what happened to John O'Keefe. I could go with that. If you're the O'Keefes, you're looking for some semblance of something to hang on to. Why did this jury come back, in my opinion, very quickly, by the way, even though it was 21-hour deliberation? If I'm the O'Keefes, I'm thinking you came back quickly because really like early in the investigation, you were asking things about lower charges, and eventually it seems like you just immediately kind of came up with this OUI and getting everything to do. So if I was the O'Keefes, what that juror said is something I would go with. Yes, a shoddy investigation. I don't think anybody would dispute that. Yes, we don't really technically know. There's no video evidence of what happened to John O'Keefe. Is it possible that he fell back and he hit his head? But if I'm the O'Keefes, I'd wake up at night with a cold sweat and say, but wait a minute, what about the taillight evidence? It was found in his clothing. Her taillight evidence was found on his shirt. What about that, juror 1, 2, 3, 4? If I was the O'Keefes, that would be the thing that would put me up at night. Because anybody who wants to put themselves in the shoes of the O'Keefe and know how they look at this jury, just ask yourself, what if your loved one was in this exact situation? For sure, shoddy investigation. For sure, this was a difficult case. For sure, there's no video, but I would lay awake at night and say, what about the taillight pieces that were found in my loved
And the
ones?
conspiracy,
Sure.
Brian Albert also came forward along with the McCabe's, Jim McCabe and Matt McCabe, and did an interview with ABC Nightline, and Matt Gutman did the interview. He asked him the questions everybody wants to Brian Albert. Why didn't you come out of the house? You're a cop. And then Albert gave an explanation of that, and then went on to say this idea of a cover-up is absolute hogwash.